the cake.
Ladies and gentlemen, the music for today's pre-parade serenade is provided by the 1st Marine Division Band under the direction of Chief Warrant Officer 3, Edward M. Hayes. The drum major is Gunnery Sergeant Benjamin P. Becker.
Like that, that's called cut right there.
Activated August 14th, 1917 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania as the 7th Regiment. Deployed during August 1917 to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Participated in the occupation of Cuba, August 1917 to August 1919. Assigned during December 1917 to the 3rd Provisional Brigade. Detached during July 1918. Assigned during December 1918 to the 6th Provisional Brigade. Detached during June 1919. Relocated during August 1919 to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Deactivated 6 September 1919. 1st Battalion 7th Marines on active duty in San Diego, California, 1 April 1921 until deactivation 1 September 1924. Reactivated 6 September 1933 at Quantico, Virginia as the 7th Marines. 2nd Battalion 7th Marines deployed to Cuban waters. Regiment deactivated 17 January 1934. Reactivated 1 January 1941 at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, and assigned to the 1st Marine Brigade. Reassigned during February 1941 to the 1st Marine Division. Relocated during April 1941 to Parris Island, South Carolina. Relocated during September 1941 to New River, North Carolina. Attached during March 1942 to the 3rd Marine Brigade. Deployed from April to May 1942 to Samoa. Detached during August 1942 from the 3rd Marine Brigade and reassigned to the 1st Marine Division. Participated in the following World War II campaigns. Guadalcanal, 18 September 1942 to 5 January 1943. Eastern New Guinea, 9 to 13 October 1943. New Britain, 26 December 1943 to 1 May 1944. Pelelu, 15 September to 30 October 1944. Okinawa, 1 April to 30 June 1945. Participated in the occupation of North China, September 1945 to January 1947. Landed at Tangu, 13 September 1945. 3rd Battalion 7th Marines deactivated at Pietiao, China, 15 April 1946. 7th Marines departed China, 5 January 1947. Relocated during January 1947 to Camp Pendleton, California, and assigned to the 1st Marine Division. Deactivated 6 March 1947. Reactivated 1 October 1947 at Camp Pendleton, composing of only 4 companies. Company deployed to Alaska 26 January to 18 February 1949. Company Charlie deployed to China 2 May to 23 June 1949 to safeguard the withdrawal of Americans and was the last element of FMF to depart China. The regiment minus the 3rd Battalion reactivated 17 August 1950 at Kobe, Japan. Deployed during September 1950 to the Republic of Korea. 7th Marines landed at Incheon, Korea 21 September 1950 and began active combat operations against enemy forces. Participation in the Korean War continued until 27 July 1953 from Incheon to Seoul at the Chosin Reservoir, the East Central Front, the Western Front. Participated in defense of the Korean Demilitarization Zone July 1953 to March 1955. Regiment departed Korea on 10 March 1955, relocating to Camp Pendleton, California on 24 March 1955. The 1st and 3rd Battalion 7th Marines participated in the Cuban Missile Crisis, 27 October to 14 November 1962. Deployed during July to August 1965 to the Republic of Vietnam. The 7th Marines sailed for Okinawa 23 May 1965, arriving between 9 to 18 June 1965. 3rd Battalion 7th Marines landed at Quy Nhon, Republic of Vietnam, 1 July 1965. The remainder of the regiment entered the Republic of Vietnam between 7 July and 14 August 1965. Participated in the war in Vietnam, 1 July 1965 to 13 October 1970, operating from Quy Nhon to Chu Lai, Doc Pho to Dai Loc, Da Nang and Fire Support Base Ross, Landing Zone Baldy to Quang Khe San. The 7th Marines departed the Republic of Vietnam and relocated during September to October 1970 to Camp Pendleton, California, and was reassigned to the 5th Marine Amphibious Brigade. Reassigned during April 1971 to the 1st Marine Division. Relocated during January 1990 to Twentynine Palms, California. Participated in Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm, Southwest Asia, August 1990 to March 1991. Participated in Operation Restore Hope, Somalia, December 1992 to April 1943. Participated in Operation Warrior, October 1995. Participated in Operation Vigilant Sentinel, August to November 1995. Participated in the Global War on Terrorism. Participated in Operation Iraqi Freedom, Iraq, March to June 2003, February 2004 to February 2005, and February 2006 to January 2007. Elements of the regiment participated again in Operation Iraqi Freedom from February 2007 to February 2008 and February to September 2009. Participated in Operation Enduring Freedom, Afghanistan, October 2009 to October 2010, from October 2012 to August 2013. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the commanding officer, welcome to the change of command ceremony at which Colonel Austin E. Renforth will relinquish command of 7th Marines to Colonel J. M. Bargeron. Today's parade is being executed by the officers, Marines, and sailors of 7th Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation given by the regimental chaplain, Commander Michael D. Williams, United States Navy.
Let us pray.
Almighty God, we thank you for this beautiful day and for the many blessings you lavish upon this nation. Because of your blessings, we honor you at this change of command ceremony. We thank you for Colonel Austin Renforth and the leadership he has provided for 7th Marine Regiment. He has worked hard, faced multiple frustrations, and yet you have seen him through these times and used his vast experience, talents, and skills to provide guidance and vision for 7th Marines. May we all recognize his diligence and professional eagerness to accomplish the assigned mission. Bless him and his wife Susan and their children as they pick up and move across country to the next assignment. Give them a hope for green grass and the smell of plants and that thing called rain. We lift up to you Colonel James Bargeron, his wife Lisa, and their children as he takes the reins of 7th Marine Regiment. We ask for a blessing upon his leadership and decision-making. May his decisions always reflect your almighty oversight, and may his encouragement and firmness be sprinkled with a thorough dose of your wisdom and grace. Bless the Marines and sailors of 7th Marine Regiment. May they take pride in their work and in their opportunity to represent their families, the Marine Corps, and this great nation. And may everything that is said and done here today honor your most holy name. In your name I pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of troops for today's ceremony is Lieutenant Colonel Edward C. Greeley, and the adjutant is Captain Jeremy M. Nelson. Present-day parades in the Marine Corps have their basis in both history and tradition. The massed formation of troops on one long line at close interval made possible the massing of firepower from muzzle-loaded muskets of yesterday. In those early days, the line of battle was just that, a line of 2 or 3 ranks, and looked much like the parade formation you will see today. The adjutant forms the line for battle. Please be seated.
Renforth! Headquarters Company! 7th Marine Regiment! All present! 4 accounted for! 1st Battalion! 7th Marine! All present or accounted for! 2nd Battalion! 7th Marine! All present or accounted for! 3rd Battalion! 4th Marine! All present or accounted for! Attention to orders! Headquarters Company, 7th Marine Regiment, 17 October 2013. The officer of the day today is Cutting Sergeant R. Royal. The officer of the day tomorrow is Captain D. E. Kensing. By order of A. E. Renforth, Colonel, United States Marine Corps, commanding officer, center, force.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for honors to the Commanding General, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, Lieutenant General John A. Tulin. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Sergeant Major! Deliver the colors to the commanding officer!
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the transferring the colors. The transfer of colors during the ceremony symbolizes the relinquishing of responsibility, authority, and accountability for the command by the outgoing commander. The acceptance of the colors by the incoming commander indicates the responsibility, authority, and accountability for the command rests squarely on his shoulders. Additionally, it confirms his total commitment to the Marines he now leads. The regimental battle colors are being delivered to the commanding officer by the Regimental Sergeant Major, Sergeant Major Scott A. Samuels, and consists of the following honors: Presidential Unit Citation with 2 silver stars, Navy Unit Commendation with 4 bronze stars, Meritorious Unit Commendation with 1 bronze star, World War I Victory with West Indies, American Defense Service with 1 bronze star, Asiatic Pacific Campaign with 1 silver star, World War II Victory, Navy Occupation Service with Asia, China Service Streamer, National Defense Service with 3 bronze stars, Korean Service with 1 silver and 4 bronze stars, Armed Forces Expeditionary with 1 bronze star, Vietnam Service with 2 silver and 3 bronze stars, Southwest Asia Service with 2 bronze stars, Afghanistan Campaign Streamer with 2 bronze stars, Iraq Campaign Streamer with 1 silver star, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Streamer, Global War on Terrorism Streamer, Korea Presidential Unit Citation Streamer, Vietnam Cross of Gallantry with Palm Streamer, Vietnam Meritorious Unit Citation, Civil Action. From Commandant of the Marine Corps to Colonel Austin E. Renforth, relinquishment of command. Effective 1517 October 2013, you stand relieved of your duties as Commanding Officer, 7th Marine Regiment. You are to proceed to the Commanding General, Marine Corps University, as Director of Marine Corps Command and Staff College. Signed, J.F. Amos, Commandant of the Marine Corps. From Commandant of the Marine Corps to Colonel J.M. Bargeron, assumption of command. Effective 1517 October 2013, you are hereby directed to assume the duties as Commanding Officer, 7th Marine Regiment. Signed, J.F. Amos, Commandant of the Marine Corps. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Bed rest.
Flowers are now being delivered to Mrs. Susan Renforth as we bid her farewell from the magnificent Seventh. Flowers are also being delivered to the Renforth daughters, Chloe and Olive, as well as coins to his sons, Sparky and Max. Flowers are also being delivered to Mrs. Lisa Bargeron as we welcome her to the 7th Marine Regiment.
Post. Punch.
A message from Commanding General, 1st Marine Division. For Colonel Renforth, Sparky, as you pass the 7th Marines regimental colors, you can be justifiably proud of your unit's accomplishments. Your leadership was critical in 7th Marine's successful deployment to Afghanistan as Regimental Combat Team 7, as well as the completion of several major training exercises, which have furthered the division's readiness and ability to respond when our nation calls. You have made a lasting impression on all service members who have had the opportunity to serve with you in the regiment and within the 1st Marine Division. I have no doubt that your successes and lessons learned will serve you well in all your future assignments. I wish you and Susan good luck, fair winds and following seas as you depart the 1st Marine Division. For Colonel Bargeron, Jay, congratulations to you as you assume command of the 7th Marine Regiment. I am confident through your leadership, the Marines and sailors of the regiment will continue to uphold their well-earned reputation as skilled, well-trained fighters. Your experience as a battalion commander and regimental executive officer in combat have well prepared you for the challenges of regimental command. Take care of your Marine sailors and their families. They deserve the best you can give. I wish you and Lisa a most successful and rewarding tour. Major General Nicholson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Commanding General of 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, Lieutenant General John A. Tulin.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's a little warm out here, is it? Just what we need. First of all, to the families of the and friends of the Renforth and to the Bargerons, welcome to Twentynine Palms. It's a wonderful place to be. Despite the weather and the terrain, I noticed that Susan had put in a special bid with the chaplain to pray for green grass and what was the other things? Roses and mosquitoes. So, but anyway, I do want to just turn for a second and talk to the Marines from 7th Marines. You know, General Nicholson unfortunately wasn't able to make it today, and so I'm speaking in his behalf. But his son is returning from Afghanistan, so he wanted to be the first one to greet him when he got off the bus. Marines of 7th Marines, your reputation, your heritage has gone very deep, and even evidenced by the ceremony today. We talked about all the things that you've accomplished. One of the things that's unique about this regiment in particular is the fact that you have forged a tremendous fighting team at Twentynine Palms in the desert, and you proved yourselves in spades in every endeavor that you've pursued. And that reputation is going to take you, has caused others to quake when they know that 7th Marines is coming their way. So my hats are off to you and everything you've accomplished. Just remember, it's not over. And there's still plenty of places that we have problem spots. Things are going to change a little bit, and that we're not going to necessarily have the time to prepare to deploy, and that there may be times where we might have to get out of town pretty quick. But I know the 7th Marines is prepared to march. I'm looking for this guy named Austin. Anybody seen him? Who is he? We've been talking about him, but I don't know who he is. I know this guy, Sparky, and he's an incredible young man. I can say that because I'm obviously a year older. I believe that of all the talents that Sparky has, the one thing that shines most is the love that he has for his Marines and the love that he has for his family. Having seen him operate in various places, it's just unique to know that there's somebody who takes the time day in and day out to take care of his Marines. We have been talking a lot about leadership in the Marine Corps and what it takes to be a leader 24/7. This young man embodies it. And whether it's on the job or it's at home, he does that. I know because, like most of you that are here today, when you put your son or your daughter in a uniform and you have that person go off to combat, it was with a great deal of confidence and pride that my wife and myself knew that our son was going to be led by Colonel Sparky Renforth. And I knew that he was in good shape because I know that the kind of leadership that came from Colonel Renforth is all about love and taking care of his Marines. So I'm not going to stay out here and regale you with some of the stories that I have on Sparky. I'd rather save that around the cake. I got some good ones though, so please come up and ask me later. To Jay and Lisa, your reputation precedes you. And just like this fine regiment, we know they're going to be in great hands. Sparky reminded me that we tried to steal you back when we were in RCT-1, and for some reason we couldn't get you out from under the meth. That meth, you know, they were a pain in the neck. But anyway, best of luck. I know they're in great hands, and we wish you the very best. And with that, I'm going to turn the microphone over. This is dangerous, but I'm going to turn it over to Colonel Renforth.
All right, is this on? Yeah, I'm going to stand up here because I don't know if you could see me if I was down there. And General Toolin's a pretty big guy. You know, he's pretty strong too. He and I got in a couple tussles now and then back in the day. He'll tell you that. I couldn't understand. Did he say, "I'll tell you that" around the cake or the keg? I didn't catch it right. But I do want to thank General Toolin, sir. Thank you so much for being here today, sir. It really means a lot because I'll be honest with you, General Toolin is the one Marine officer that I've tried to emulate my entire career. He understands servant leadership. He knows it isn't about him. He's here to take care of the Marines. And he treats every Marine with dignity and respect. And he believes in the man concept. You know, I say that to the Marines all the time. They didn't know I stole it from you. But he just treats everybody like a man, like they want to be treated. Doesn't remind you he's a CG. He just treats you like a man, and you never want to let the man down. And that's always the kind of guy he is, and I try to be like him as much as I can. Hey, I really am going to keep it short. I did talk to the Marines yesterday, and I promised them I would keep this short. I did promise. But I got some stuff to say. So bear with me a little bit. I would be remiss. One is, although I did talk to the Marines, I do want to say, don't they look great today? You know, I do want to give them a round of applause. I mean, too often we're doing ceremonies and camouflage utilities. We forgot what it was like to put the Charlies on and go out there and look like a Marine sometime. I was this close to going alphas, you know, but the Sergeant Major talked me off it. That's why you always got to have a good Sergeant Major, talks you from doing stupid stuff. So no alphas today. We just went Charlies. So thanks, Sergeant Major. The boys look good, and all the Sergeant Major to help today. Also, what you see out here is a representation. You know, obviously, we have 3-4 that just got back from Afghanistan last week. So their colors are out here, and I just want to thank them a lot for coming out. Just got back from Afghanistan last week, and 3-7 replaced them in country. You know, we also have 1-7 and 2-7. Things are still happening in the 7th Marines. They don't slow down just because we're having a change of command. 1-7's down at WTI. They're being augmented, all these guys, mainly from 2-7, who's back here, and LAR and tanks. So we like to use the whole division concept up here. You also see the 311 helping us out with the static displays. That was for your viewing pleasure. You know, the King of Battle wants to be a part of this. So we brought them along too, and LAR and tanks. MRAPs, MATV. Looks good out there, though. Also, I want to thank the fellow commanders. and everybody that supported the 7th Marines along the way. Thanks for being here. Jeff, I know you're representing the division. Mrs. Berger, thank you for being here. I know General Berger would much rather be here than probably where he's at right now. And I didn't, that's not a mean thing to say, sir. And Chief Colonel Hanlon, thanks for coming as well. And General Yu, thank you, sir, for coming also. I do want to thank a few people, and then I'll sit down and shut my mouth. First, my family. Here we got orders, right? So it's pretty cool. That's a great job. Really excited. But I got to be there in January. So what's that mean? We're yanking everybody out, and they're coming with me. Okay? I was going to leave them back here and say, you just stay around till the school year's up, and then I'll go out and bring you. But nah, we're all going. I just spent 11 months away from them. I got a little selfish streak in me right now, and I want my family with me. My son, who's a senior in high school, he's putting up the biggest complaint, but he's a tough guy. Now my daughter can't be a martyr anymore because we moved her senior year, and now you can just tell her she wasn't the only one to suffer. So I just want to say thanks to all my kids for putting up with me and in the moves, but I know you're better for it. And really, my wife, Susan, she's been great. She's all in now. She had a Marine Corps cheerleading uniform. She put it on right now. We're saving that one. And that's for retirement. And but anyway, I love you. But I really appreciate she's all in, been real supportive. Hey, just got a few more people. Jay Bargeron. You guys don't know the history with the Bargerons and the Renforths. We're family. Jay and Lisa are godparents to my oldest son. We were second lieutenants together all the way up through. Our families are as close as two families can be. I couldn't be more proud to give it to Jay. But what's neat about this story, me and Jay going back in the day, when we first met, we would get hazed by this captain that was running around our battalion. And he was really hard on Jay and I. And heck, the XO was always the buffer. And the XO's here. He's still got a little PTSD. Rocco Veretta came by. Thanks for coming, Rocco. And but this guy would really wear Jay and I out. And I never understood it. But until I look back and understand, that guy gave a crap about us, cared about us, wanted us to be better. He had a lot of discipline himself and make sure he imbued it upon us. And that's Jeff Houck. And sir, thanks for coming. Really appreciate you being here. And Jeff now is part of the problem at the MEF. But General Tullin's whipping him in shape down there, so it's all good. Hey, if I forget somebody, Jay's just going to pick it up, so I know I'll forget some guys. Hey, the Mitchell Page chapter, the 1st Marine Division Association. Hey, you guys are awesome. Oh, Mrs. Page is here. See, everybody ever heard of Mitchell Page? Oh, yeah. Well, the wife of Mitchell Page is right up here. And she's my dance partner last year at the ball. You were great. I still think about it all the time. And hey, thank you so much for coming here. Really means a lot. These guys are awesome. What they do to support our team all the time, coming out here in the middle of nowhere, bringing socks. They'll send whatever you need, they bring to you. These are just true patriots, great Americans. And thank you for being supportive of us all the time. Unwavering. Thank you. I also have to thank my brothers from the Naval Academy. All these guys here, I missed my 25-year reunion this year. And they said, you know what, we're going to bring it to you. So a bunch of them came. Many guys I haven't seen for a long time showed up to support our team today. And what's great about the institution we went to, we only graduate patriots. Okay, and not all these guys here are either veterans, retired, or still active duty. So thanks guys for coming. I love you all. You mean a lot to me, you all being here. It really does. Who am I missing here? I'm going around. Hey, I want to thank Matt Jones is another one. Matt Jones over at McTaug. McTaug has done a lot to make sure 7th Marines is always ready. 7th Marines gone through many training exercises before we deployed, and they were always the ones that just whatever it took. Also want to thank all the commanders that serve with us. Also MAGTAF TC, between General Clarity, General Smith, General Berger, always taking care of us here at the regiment. Okay, what am I looking around? Who am I forgetting? Susan, anybody? You sure? Okay, listen up. First of all, what we have at the house is everybody's invited. This is a closed reception. Everybody's invited. Jay and I put a lot of stuff out there, a lot of food, a lot of beverages of choice. Everybody's invited, not a closed session. Okay? Also, I want you to think about what this represents. 31 months that we've been together, and what these guys have done in 31 months is pretty incredible. every one of these battalions represented, and all the battalions in the 7th Marines have deployed to Afghanistan, and many of them multiple times during our tenure here at 31 months. Every one of them. I tell you, to be singularly focused, not only on just deploying the battalions, but to deploying the regiment has been awesome. And all the help that we had, the staff, I mean, unbelievable. It's an all-star team, and I was just proud to be a part of it. Really was. I tell you, I refuse to be sad today. Everybody said, hey, are you upset? Are you going to be sad? No. I'm just so proud to have been part of this team, to have been part of the legacy of 7th Marines. And, they always tell you in the Marine Corps, you always got a love-hate relationship with it, They say the Marine Corps someday is going to break your heart. Someday it's either going to pass you over, not give you the job you want, move you on your way. Oh, well, I challenge them to do that to me. You can't hurt me, because from this day forward, something they can never take away from me is I was the commanding officer of the Magnificent 7th. And for that, I'm going to be okay. So God bless you all. Prepare to march, Semper Fi.
Sparky's been doing this to me for 25 years, putting me in this kind of position. So, General Toolin, sir, thank you very much for being here today, and thank you for the opportunity to serve and to lead the Marines and Sailors of this magnificent regiment. There's no place that Lisa and I would rather be than here. And along with Sparky, I'd like to welcome everyone here today, especially our distinguished guest, General Yu. Thank you for coming. Mrs. Berger, good to see you, as always, Donna. Colonel and Mrs. Hanlon, our great chief here on the base, and our division chief, Colonel Foltz and his wife, Sherry. Thank you all for being here. My fellow commanders, I'm glad that you're here, and I have a few out-of-town family and guests I'd like to mention. My brother Mark, Diane and Kelly, Trish. It's a little hotter here than it is in San Clemente, I know. And Paul and September. The service and the sacrifice that the Marines and sailors out here on this field represent is truly amazing. And I'm more than humbled to stand here with them today. And I'm also humbled by the very long list of people who have made it possible for me to be here today. Sparky mentioned Jeff Houck and Rocco Beretta, and they were two of my earliest and most valuable, it turns out, mentors in the Marine Corps. So I appreciate you guys being here. But at the very top of that very long list of people that helped me get here would be my family. My daughter couldn't be here today, but my oldest son, Matt, is here with his wife, Katie, and Rylan, and my grandchildren, Rylan and Tatum. And my youngest son, Zach, is hiding down there at the end. And, of course, my wife, Lisa, who's been with me since before I became a Marine. So, guys, I can't tell you how much you mean to me and how glad I am you're here today. Thank you. I think that'll be it for the new guy. Again, I'm glad you could all be with the regiment on this big day, and thank you very much for coming.
Regiment, attention! Battalion! Action! Battalion! Action!
March to command interview.
In ancient times, commanders would form a line of battle, much as we have formed the parade today. After this forming on the line of battle, commanders ordered their units to pass and review. Each unit then marched by the front of the commander so he could observe every platoon and evaluate their state of training and discipline. We still do this as a final act in today's parades, and for the same reason, to afford a close look at the marching ability and state of discipline in the command. Commanding officer of Headquarters Company, 7th Marine Regiment, is Captain Miles G. Warren. Commanding officer of 1st Battalion, 7th Marines is Lieutenant Colonel Seth E. Yost. The Headquarters and Service Company Commander is Lieutenant William H. McCabe, Jr. The Company A Commander is 1st Lieutenant Nathaniel B. Adams. The Company B Commander is 1st Lieutenant Michael A. Lashaka. The Company C Commander is 1st Lieutenant Myron J. Thomas. The Weapons Company Commander is 1st Lieutenant Kenneth A. Conover III. Ladies and gentlemen, as the national colors pass directly in front of you, please rise. Leading the color guard for the regiment is the Color Sergeant for 7th Marines, Sergeant James C. Newman, Jr. The commanding officer of 2nd Battalion, 7th Marines is Lieutenant Colonel Sean M. Hanker. The Headquarters and Service Company Commander is 1st Lieutenant Michael D. Scotta. The Company E Commander is Captain William T. Kerrigan. The Company F Commander is Captain Thomas M. Harris. The Company G Commander is Captain Andrew C. Snyder. The Weapons Company Commander is Captain Richard S. Jehelka. The commanding officer of 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines is Lieutenant Colonel Jeffrey R. Kenny. The Headquarters and Service Company Commander is 1st Lieutenant Jacob A. Fernandez. The Company I Commander is 1st Lieutenant Roger G. Pierce. The Company K Commander is 1st Lieutenant Tyler J. Mosier. The Company L Commander is 1st Lieutenant Zachary K. House. The Weapons Company Commander is 1st Lieutenant Kenneth C. Middleton. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor those who have served in the 1st Marine Division, the division's Waltzing Matilda will be played. The song originates from Australia, where the division maintained a training base in World War II and prepared for the island campaigns. Over the decades, the division's Marines and sailors have marched off to war to this historic tune. We ask all those who have served in the division, from World War II to those currently serving in the Blue Diamond today, stand to be recognized. We respectfully request all others remain seated and silent to honor those absent who gave the ultimate sacrifice to the President who has served with the 1st Marine Division.
Dismiss the staff.